3 days of softball here at Judson University has led to this. Stingrays and Pride to decide the winner of the I-90 Invitational Tournament here at Judson University. We welcome you inside the booth. I'm Nick Martinez alongside Jeff Myers. We just watched this Grayslake Pride team have an impressive win over CTW, now in a back-to-back placing one of the tougher teams in the Palatine Stingrays.
Certainly, Palatine is very tough, as you mentioned, so this should be a good one. We started quick. We've already had one out, maybe two right here. 2 outs.
Yeah,
like
there
that.
you go. 2 outs quick for Grayslake. And an early heads-up play there. Grace Hoker will take the mound for the Grayslake Pride. Impressive pitching we've seen the entire tournament from number 1 on the mound for Grayslake. We'll have our next Stingray hitter up for Palatine. Cartwright up to bat for the Stingrays. Stingrays winning their game against the Huntley Red Raiders earlier today, 8-6, and the Pride coming off a fresh win against CTW just a minute ago, as both teams looking to get their first championship in the I-90 tournament, as that's a great way to start for Grayslake Pride. 3 quick outs to start the top of the first.
Yeah, snappily played it was there, no question about that. And there wasn't much in between time for the Pride and Palatine watching in recent times, but that was a good defensive play that culminated that first inning. We should have a pretty darn good championship game here, Nick.
Yeah, it'll definitely be close. Palatine coming into this championship game at 2 wins for them over the last couple of days. Came off a walk-off win Saturday night, and that momentum led to their win against Huntley. Stingrays will send Courtney Kubek on the mound for the first inning. One of the many great starting pitchers of this Palatine team. Stingrays looking to shut off some of the great hitting of the Pride. Rogers will lead us off here in the bottom of the fourth.
We saw
first
Courtney,
for the Pride.
Nick, we saw Courtney in a relief role in the game that we saw previous today. Did she not? She came out, that hard-throwing lefty she is.
Yeah. Definitely one of the great players in this tournament. One of the great players on this Pride team. Grayslake looking to strike first as Palatine goes scoreless in the top of the first. Kubek's set to pitch here in just a moment. She'll face Rogers, number 10, for the Pride coming up first. A lot of strong hitters on this Pride team. Grayslake already warmed up in their back-to-back. And we'll see how they do against this great infield playing team of the Stingrays. Both teams have showed their defensive effort so far. We've seen a couple plays behind the plate and throws in time all the way from third over to first.
Yeah, excellent defense, as you mentioned there. No question about that. So it's fun to see great defensive plays and how they can be a factor that really brought these teams to their championship mode, didn't they?
Oh, yeah, for sure. As Rogers set to lead it off here for the Pride, Dalton on deck as the first pitch for Kubek will be a strike. 0-1 count early on for Rogers, and the Pride sending one of their best batters to lead it off, as that one is struck right over to first, and that'll be an easy play to get the first out for the Pride. Stingrays a quick answer in the bottom of the first.
The early outs in this game have all been hit to somebody and fielded well.
Yeah, great fielding, great awareness from a lot of teams we're seeing in this tournament, as Dalton, the lefty, will be up next to bat for the Pride. 1 quick out already in this first inning for the Pride, as that'll be a quick strike 1 to make it an 0-1 count with 1 gone in the bottom of the first. Still no runs scored for either team. No runners out there on base for the Pride. Grayslake in their first chance against this tough Stingrays pitching.
Kubek looks awfully quick out there, doesn't she?
Yeah,
Good
she
fastball.
has the quick release for the fastball.
It comes right at you.
Dalton cracks that over towards third, and that'll be another quick, easy out. Back-to-back quick outs towards first and towards third, and that'll send up Ludwig for the Grayslake Pride to be the third hitter up against the Stingrays.
Tanner batting from the right side of the plate.
Pitch from Kubek high there. First off-target pitch in this one.
That could be a factor batting from the right side. Yeah, it's easier than what we just saw with the left-handed hitter. That really comes at you quick. She's a hard thrower, the hardest we've seen.
Yeah, you got to make adjustments here. Tellez sends that one foul high over the net. And we'll make it a 1-1 even count with 2 gone already in the bottom of the first for this championship final game of the I-90 Invitational Tournament here at Judson University. Both these teams battling their way through 3 pool games and single elimination games to get to this championship.
Nothing but softball since the last 48 hours for everybody.
For everyone, yeah. Even longer for some other people here.
That's right.
That one's strong deep into center, and the catch will not be made, and that'll get down for a base hit for Grayslake Pride. First base runner out there for the Pride. Great way to start after 2 quick outs over at first and third.
It was a sinking line drive to the left of the center fielder. She almost had it, touched the glove, but couldn't bring it in. But we rule that a hit officially.
First hit in the game for both teams, and Grayslake looking to strike first as Tanner Ludwig will be next up to bat. She'll step in the batter's box. First time facing Courtney Kubek in this one. 2 gone early in the game as Ludwig will take ball 1 there from Kubek. 1 runner currently over at first is Tellez. Still no runs scored for either team. Cartwright, the catcher for the Stingrays, will catch that pitch from Kubek. And Cartwright playing some good defense over at first. We've seen a couple times now that Grayslake and the Pride love to steal bases and get into scoring position.
And she's dancing off that first base like she wants to run, so it is tempting.
Yeah. Good eyesight there from Cartwright. Kubek, the 2-0 pitch, that one high for ball 3.
Concentrating so much on the runner, not so much on the batter here.
Yeah, you got to worry about the batter at hand, and potential for Grayslake to send 2 runners out there and get deep into scoring position. 3-0 pitch set to come from Kubek. The release, and that'll be a foul back into the cage. That'll be the first strike against Ludwig. Good pitch there from Kubek.
She had the 3-0 green light, didn't she?
Yeah. You got to swing there in the 3-0 hole there as Ludwig trying to get on base, trying to join Tellez. And to get 2 runners on base. That one's strong. Over and to right. The catch will not be made, and that'll get down for a double. Potential triple here for Ludwig, and the run will score for the Pride. What a way to start on our first at-bat. Tanner Ludwig, an RBI triple to get the scoring started for Grayslake.
Right down the right field line. Kind of bounced away from the right fielder, and that set everybody running. So that was a great hit and run, if you will.
Yeah, you can see the speed, especially from Ludwig, to get all the way across the plate and to tag and wait at third base. That one low, and a run to home plate will be in time, and the slide will score run number 2, and Grayslake an early 2-run lead in this one.
Good aggressive play by Grayslake. You favor them going into this tilt. They look really exceptional early.
Yeah, I love what they do in scoring position. That's just great awareness from Ludwig. Tanner taking advantage of the high pitch from Kubek.
There's about 2 feet of dirt on the home plate there. The umpire's working hard on that, wasn't he? I think he found some shells or something while he was digging. I'm not sure what that was. We're sticking, the mud's sticking now. Is that right, the wetness? It is a great infield.
Oh, for sure. As Cameron Marshall will be next up to bat once again. She'll take another ball, make that a strike to make it a 1-1 count. With 2 gone, no runners out there for the Pride. Grayslake batting in 2 runs so far early in the bottom of the first. Foul tip there. Marshall will get strike 2 and another good pitch from Kubek.
You want to stop this rally if you're the Palatine squad. You don't fall back too much early.
Yeah, especially this early in the game. Stingrays have shown some life, though, late in games. The ability to come back, had a walk-off win last night, but would rather have a controlled, balanced game instead of trying to come back in late games, as Quebec gives another foul ball to Marshall, and will set for the 1-2 pitch.
Ooh, change up. A little high.
Yeah, a little high there. That'll be ball 2 to even the count. Stingrays still looking for the third and final out, have given up 2 runs to the Grayslake Pride. Quebec the pitch. That one's strong. Deep into center field. That'll get down for a base hit, and Marshall, another runner to get on base for the Pride and Grayslake. Impressive play so far from a bunch of hitters for this Pride team. And then speaking of impressive play, Grace Hoker, the do-it-all pitcher for this Pride team, now up to bat and face Quebec for the first time in this one.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be a quick half inning, but it hasn't been that way.
Yeah, especially 2 outs early. Thought Palatine could get that third one. Quebec still looking for it, as that'll be high for ball 1. Runner over at first. Dalton will wait. Coming in for Marshall to substitute as a runner, and Hoker will face the 0-1-0 pitch from Quebec. Courtney sails that one high, foul tip. That'll hold Dalton over at first.
She was running on that play.
A couple times we've seen that now already in this game. Early, the Pride are trying to get those base runners to steal. As Hoker, 1-1 count, 2 gone in the bottom of the first. Pride on top so far, as Dalton will get over to second, taking advantage of that wild Quebec pitch.
Dalton almost was like a track meet the way she was lining up off the base there. She was ready to go. As soon as he releases, I'm gone.
Yeah, set the feet.
It got away from the catcher.
Yeah, got to second. Great awareness again. A couple times the Pride have done that. 2-run lead in the bottom of the first. Quebec catches that one and makes the play over to get the final out at first. Great heads-up play from Courtney Quebec, as Grayslake Pride scores 2 runs in the first to grow the lead in this championship game. We want to remind you about DERRYL Barnes Photography. This break sponsored by DERRYL Barnes Photography for portraits, family and graduation photos, even sports team photos. Contact DERRYL Barnes Photography at DERRYLBarnes.com. Interesting first inning we saw for both teams, and especially the Pride early on, Jeff.
Yeah, the Pride's got a couple runs out. The early leads are important, and score early. It puts a lot of pressure on the other team, and especially with the way the games are played. It seems like with the 75-minute or just a 6-inning game, you want to score early and enjoy it late.
Exactly. The Pride, they're not afraid to score runs early in the game. They've been in control basically every game in this tournament. It's important for the players, especially in big games like these ones. Palatine to bat first in the top of the second time facing Grace Hoker. Hoker not allowing any runs to be scored in the first inning for Palatine. Katie May will lead us off here for the Stingrays.
Again, we appreciate the hospitality of Judson University for this great event. Thanks, kids. We appreciate that. And, of course, your great crew, Beacon Academy, has been here for a fortnight, and we've enjoyed that all the way. This is just a beautiful venue here, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, especially even on days like these, it's always great to be here and always great to watch these great games, as we're in for a great finish to this tournament between the Stingrays and the Pride. Palatine versus Grayslake. 1 inning down, 2-run lead for the Pride, as May will set up to face Hoker for the first time in this one. Grace Hoker, some impressive pitching, and shows it there to get strike 1 against Katie May. 2 runs on the board early on. The Pride look to make it the second straight shutout inning against this tough Stingrays team, as that'll get high for ball 1 to make it a 1-1 even count. No runners out there. Leadoff hitter here is May, trying to get on base, trying to start some momentum for this Stingrays team as they're down 2 against the Pride. 1-2 count. May will reset in the box to face Hoker. 1-2 pitch high there, and got May swinging to get strike 3 and to get the first out of the second inning. Interesting pitch there.
Almost what they used to call the ethos. It's almost a change of pace. That lollipop's in there.
Yeah,
It worked here.
Baited May there, did Hoker. Great, interesting, and fun pitch to see to get out number 1 in the top of the second. That one little outside for Liv Tipton. Liv Tipton, second hitter we're seeing here for the Stingray team in the top of the second. Grace Hoker, some great pitching early on. Still no runs allowed to the Stingrays team, as that'll be right down the middle to get the first strike to Tipton, make it a 1-1 count.
Grace looks strong early, doesn't she?
Yeah, we've seen her a couple times here today and a couple times in the tournament. A couple of the great pitching we're seeing from the Pride in Grayslake. As a 1-1 pitch, make it a 1-2 pitch now. As Grace Hoker right down the middle again, back-to-back strikeouts, and looking for the second out in this second inning. Pride still holding on to the lead, as that'll be fouled back almost to us in the booth. The net helping us out. You were ready for that, Jeff. You're going to catch
varsity letter.
Yeah.
I was looking.
Keep it at a 1-2 count. Still only one gone here for the Stingrays. Only down by 2 runs early. Trying to cut into the lead, the away team. Strong hit there. That'll get deep into right center, and that'll get down for a base hit. Tipton trying for 2, and she'll get there in plenty of time. That's a big hit there for Liv Tipton, number 21, getting to 2 on the 1-2 pitch. A strong hit over into right field.
Great hit, because it looked like Liv was being overmatched early in the count, and she just went with it and socked it in between the right fielder and the center fielder for a double.
Yeah, that's huge to work your way from a 1-0-2 count. Great play there for the Stingrays to get their first base runner out there in the second inning. That one a little low there. Taylor Melton now the batter for the Stingrays, as Tipton will wait at second.
You see how much action taking place with the runner on base. Everything's concerned with everything, aren't they?
Exactly. You got to watch third here, but we've seen some great catching and some great blocking from Cameron Marshall for this Pride team. Plenty of plays made in the tournament for Grayslake, as that'll be another strike for Hoker. Hoker giving that one to Melton to make it a 1-1 count. One only gone here in the top of the second. High pitch there. And it looks like Tipton will still stay at second, trying to get over to third, trying to find the right pitch. We've seen both teams taking advantage of those wild pitches.
She had a good lead there, but stopped.
Got Melton swinging there, and another great pitch from the starter, Hoker.
That was a major league fastball on that one.
I know, doing everything she can to win there.
That one really zipped.
2-2 count. That one little low, and that'll get a full count set up for Taylor Melton. Liv Tipton currently at second for the Palatine Stingrays here in the championship game of the I-90 tournament. As that one high over towards third, and the catch made. Melton pops it up, and the defense will make the catch there to Les over at third, and that'll get out number 2.
Nice fastball inside, kind of jammed herself there, didn't she?
Yeah, that's just great pitching from Hoker, knowing what to throw at the right time for the left-handed hitter, Melton. Gianna Demos up now to hit for the Stingrays. Tipton still over at second after her double to start things off for the Stingrays. 2 gone here in the top of the second. That one a little low. I'll make that strike. Late strike call once again, and that'll make it an 0-1 count for Demos. Got her swinging 0-2. Grace Hoker putting on a great pitching performance once again in this tournament in the biggest stage, making the biggest plays so far for the Pride. Grace the pitch down the middle, and that'll get another strikeout for Grace Hoker and retire the side for the Palatine Stingrays. Back-to-back scoreless innings the Pride have given the Stingrays, still holding on to a 2-run lead through 1.5.
Good-looking half inning that was for the pitcher, as you mentioned there, and she really was throwing some heat. There's no question about that.
I want to remind you about the Bear Family McDonald's, our season sponsor here at the Beacon Academy. Proud supporters of our community since 1967. Stop by one of their 35 area locations and restaurants today. Back inside here at Judson University, Courtney Kubek will pitch for her second straight inning for the Palatine Stingrays. What do the Stingrays have to do to kind of get some momentum on their side early in this one?
From Courtney, who's got a great arm, you'd want a quick half inning here. Get right back up there again and see if you can make things happen for Palatine to stay in it, you know. And Grayslake, as you said, they're a good-looking squad. They would, at this point, be the solid favorite. But Courtney, with that delivery she has, that fast-paced delivery, she throws real hard. You keep them close. Anything can happen, as you know, in these games. Yeah,
exactly. Grayslake loves to get off to these early starts, but it's kind of a best of both worlds. Yeah. The Stingrays love to come back late in games, and the Pride like to keep their leads. And speaking of the Pride, we'll get our first leadoff hitter for the Pride. Kaylee Hins, now up to bat, will be the first hitter in the second inning for the Pride, as Quebec with a good pitch there. That'll be strike one right down the middle. Both pitchers in a pitching battle so far.
They're throwing the heat.
Yeah. Stingrays another pitch. And Quebec will get that one high for ball one to make it an even 1-1 count. Stingrays still down by 2 runs. Don't want to allow any more to be scored in the bottom of the second here, as Quebec almost got her swing in. But a good eye there from Hins, and that'll make it a 2-1 count. Rainy, cold day here in Elgin, Illinois for the final game of our I-90 Invitational Tournament.
That foul ended up just in the netting right in front of us. You got that long arm of the law. You could reach and get it, couldn't you?
We'll get it from here, yeah, for sure. Courtney Quebec, another pitch. Strong back-to-back foul balls there for the Pride and for Callie Hins.
Nice at bat by her because she's getting some fastballs coming her way, and she's staying alive.
Staying in it, staying in the fight does this Grayslake team pretty often, and the Pride looking to grow their lead. Up by 2. Good pitch there from Quebec, a little high in the zone. That'll make it a 3-2 count. Full count for the leadoff hitter in Hins for the Pride. Big pitch here coming up for both teams. Quebec the pitch, and that'll be a foul ball. Looks like it just hit the end of the bat there to keep her alive.
I think so. Just nicked it, and then the catcher didn't catch it. I'm not sure. She might have thought she struck out there.
Yeah, obviously hard for us to see up here, but the ump calls that one foul and will keep the Pride up at bats. That time will be a strike right down the middle. Another strikeout for Courtney Quebec, and no doubt about that one for the 3rd strike.
Throwing hard, as we mentioned. She's out there battling, trying to keep her team in it.
Stingrays still down by 2 runs. First batter, I should say, retired by Quebec. Palatine, another pitch. That'll be a check swing. One there. Get first strike on the board against the second batter up for Pride.
We're waiting for the scorecard folks, the scorebook folks, to find her number through the jacket and put up a number. That's right. She's wearing that jacket.
That one will be fouled back. Cartwright will pick that one up for the Stingrays. Another good Quebec pitch right there to make it an 0-2 count with only 1 gone in the bottom of the second. Back and forth these teams are going. Big pitching battle brewing for the Pride and the Stingrays. Here's Quebec with the pitch. Throw over to first in time to get the force out and get the second out of the bottom of the second.
She's throwing well right here.
Yeah.
As you know, Nick, there's no question about that, keeping her team alive.
Quebec, one of the great pitchers in this tournament, one of the best all-around players, especially up to bat for this Stingrays team. One of the reasons Palatine's in this position here in the championship. That one struck hard over to the second baseman to make out number 3. And the Stingrays answer, giving another scoreless inning to the Grayslake Pride. Make that back-to-back scoreless innings for both teams. And we want to remind you about ROSEN Hyundai. This break sponsored by ROSEN Hyundai of Algonquin and Genesis of Algonquin. If you're looking for a brand new or certified pre-owned, it's ROSEN Express. Online buying made simple. Go to rosenhyundai.com and Genesis of Algonquin.com. 2-run lead for the Pride heading into the 3rd inning. Stingrays will get another chance to cut into this lead that the Pride hold on to after 2.
Our lady wearing the jacket, ironically, her favorite movie is Frozen, but it's Ruby, we should say, Gregorich. Ruby Gregorich. She's wearing the jacket.
All right,
and of course
good to
the
know.
movie's Frozen. Well, what else could it be?
Definitely Frozen here.
And she had chili tonight for dinner.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
That's our wrap up. You wrap things up. We'll see you later.
Grace Hoker to pitch for the 3rd straight inning. Grace Hoker, one of the great pitchers on this Pride team. Seen a little bit of McKenna Weaver, number 16 as well. Brenna Dalton, another pitcher for this Pride team. As Grayslake still holding on to a 2-run lead through 2 innings. Looking to shut out the Stingrays for a 3rd consecutive inning. As we get a live look at some of the fans here enjoying this cold weather at Elgin, Illinois.
I've never seen this many blankets this time of year.
I know, I'm getting a little just. Even the dugout right here has got some blankets too.
We're leading the league in blankets on this night.
Kylie Siegmeyer strikes that one deep into center, and that will get down for a base hit. Kelly Siegmeyer, as we mentioned in a couple of games ago, one of the best hitters on this Stingrays team.
Great way to start the inning, no question about it. Runner on, nobody out. Things should happen in this 3rd frame.
For sure. Still only a 2-run lead. Plenty of time in this championship game to decide first place. Will it be the Stingrays? Will it be the Pride? We shall see. As Taylor Moser will come up for the Stingrays. Looking to get the second base runner out there currently for Palatine. Siegmeyer over at first. Moser now up to bat and to face Grace Hoker for the Pride. That one will be fouled back for strike 1. Good play early on. Good contact we're seeing from the Stingrays.
Yeah, we are. And Siegmeyer wants to run, so any tap or anything that would be in play, she's going to be on second scoring position.
Exactly, especially with no outs and no runners out for the Stingrays. Another high pitch there for Hoker. We'll get the first ball for Taylor Moser. Taylor Moser facing a 1-1 count from the great pitching of Grace Hoker. Runner over at first. Only runner out there for the Stingrays. That'll get another strike, make it a 1-2 count. Good recovery here from Hoker.
Hitting that outside corner consistently.
Yeah. Great location pitching from Hoker. Getting the spots and gets the spot right there down the middle to get the first out in this 3rd inning. Great pitching from Grace Hoker and retires the second hitter for the Palatine Stingrays, and will keep Siegmeyer waiting over at first.
That was important to keep her from moving on to second inning capacity. Yeah. So now with 1 out, she's still there.
Especially, like you said, any little hits will send her over to second. 2-run lead for the Pride. 2-0 score. Palatine looking to come back in this one as the pitcher Courtney Kubek set to face Hoker once again. 2-run lead for the Pride. That one will head over towards second. Potential double play. Almost made. Almost made there. Good heads-up play for the Pride. That'll get 1 out, making the second out of this 3rd inning.
We're seeing a snappily played early innings, aren't we?
Yeah, both teams kind of showing their defensive powers. Both these teams, two of the best defensive teams that will have a substitution runner. Kubek, the pitcher, getting some rest, will head over to the dugout and Moser will head over to first. Skylar Spidell up now to hit for the Stingrays, as that pitch will get low, and that'll keep Moser over at first. Again, we're seeing the Stingrays trying to steal some bases.
Yeah, they want to run. I think Spidell's up in the batter's box to draw a walk. She's petite.
That
swing.
one low.
Yeah, that would have been ball 2. Don't swing, coach says.
1-1 count now. 2 gone in the top of the third. Grayslake Pride leading it 2-0 against the Palatine Stingrays.
Good eye. Oh, that strike on the corner.
Make it a 1-2 count. Now Hoker looking for the third and final out.
Yes, hitting that corner.
Another pitch for Hoker, that time low, and runners will advance for the Stingrays. Moser will head over to second to get into scoring position, looking to score the first run for the Stingrays here today.
Let's see what Spidell can do with this last strike.
2-2 count. Big pitch. Let's see if the Pride can shut out the Stingrays once again. High there to get ball 3 and make it a full count. That's a really good eye there from Skylar. Spidell will load up in the box. Big pitch here. Full count, 2 outs. Hoker will release. And that'll be fair. The throw in time to get out number 3. Make it 3 scoreless innings for the Stingrays after a couple impressive hits. The Pride still keeping Palatine scoreless.
So Palatine trailing 2-0 here as we go to the bottom of the third inning. Happy you've joined us wherever you might be for this championship tilt. Judson University, Elgin, Illinois. The fun of this I-90 invite has been just as much fun as we thought it would be.
Oh, yeah, for sure. These 2 great teams battling out to get first place, as you mentioned, for this I-90 Invitational Tournament. 2-0 the score. The Stingrays down through 2.5 innings, and they'll look to make it the second scoreless inning in a row against this really tough Grayslake Pride hitting squad.
You knew they were solid, and your reports indicated that, and what you've seen in game action. So coming into this one, they were a pretty good, solid favorite. So far, the pitching's come through well, and the action's been quick.
Yeah, for sure. The Stingrays, they have a lot of good wins against tough teams in this tournament. Huntley, the most notable win to get here to the championship game. I think that's kind of what's giving them the edge here against Grayslake and down the stretch for the Pride.
Yeah, so that's what we're coming up with. We're ready for the next batter and the start of this bottom of the third inning of the championship tilt.
McKenna Weaver to lead us off here for Grayslake. Weaver, another strong hitter on this Pride team. Abby Sino will be on deck for the Pride. Pride with a 2-run lead, and they'll look to grow it here against Quebec once again. Courtney Quebec, a little high there to get ball 1 on the first pitch of the third inning for the Stingrays. Courtney Quebec, the 1-0 pitch there. Weaver cracks that into center field. That'll split the gap over second, and Weaver will get on base to be the first runner here in the third for the Pride.
Courtney was the only opportunity there for that to not go through for a single. She just missed that. And now we'll see how active the base runner will be at first with nobody out and a left-handed stick up there.
As we've seen, it's not how hard you hit it, it's where you hit it in the infield.
It really is.
Grayslake, 1 runner over at first. And another pitch from Quebec gets the strike there. Abby Sino caught swinging off the Courtney Quebec pitch. Still only 2 runs in this game. Either team could take a big advantage here down the stretch midway through our championship game. Bunt try there will be fouled over in the left.
That was a tough pitch to bunt. It was shoulder level or more. She tried to knock it down, bunt it down third base, but it was too high, too hot.
Quebec will set up once again and will give the 0-2 pitch to Sino. Big pitch here to get the first out against the Pride here in the third inning. That one high to get ball 1, and runners looking to advance, but they'll stay over at first. That'll be Weaver over at first. McKenna Weaver got the base hit into center field. Now Sino looking to join her as that one will head over to second. Tag for the force out. That'll get the first out of the third inning. And a good heads-up play from the Stingrays defense.
Yeah, it was good defense. It was kind of got it that way. The shortstop scampered over, too. He touched second. And that's what we had right there.
Rogers, the leadoff hitter, back up to face Quebec here. The pitch high for ball one. And Rogers will reset. Rogers in the first slot here in the batting order. Strong foul ball back over the net. A couple balls now in a row that have been over high the net.
How many softballs do they use in a game? They've been scattered all over. They go much deeper than the
in the forest.
Left.
Yeah,
they're into water and forestry. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I didn't even notice the one in front of us. The net, that one got down as well.
That's right. It did get down. We sent one of our crew members up there to get it.
Cartwright will throw that over back to Quebec. Up to bat for the Pride. Kendall Rogers. 2-1 count. The throw high there. Looking over at first. Abby Sino waiting. Only one gone here in a 2-run lead. The Pride hold on to over the Stingrays in this championship final game of the tournament. Stingray down by 2, and that's a good pitch there for Quebec to get strike number 2.
That might have been ball 4. She realized when she swung.
Full count coming up for Quebec, looking for out number 2 against the leadoff hitter. That one over to the shortstop, and the play made not in time. Miscommunication there leads to another base runner for the Pride.
Almost became too crowded once the ball got by the third sack, or the shortstop says, "You're in my way. I can't throw." Pretty much that way. So we call it an infield hit.
Brenna Dalton now to hit up for the Pride. Grayslake, 2 runners over at first and second, and they still hold on to their 2-run lead. Dalton looking to grow it here with another base hit. That one high for ball 1 for Courtney Quebec.
Big at bat here because they could really begin to open things up with this at bat.
Yeah, get bases loaded, get more momentum. You already have the 2-run lead and could put the Stingrays test this Palatine team in these tough situations. Dalton sets up again in the batter's box with a 1-0 pitch and 1 gone in the bottom of the third. Dalton, that'll be a fair ball. Throw over, not in time to first. Quebec looking over for the play at third to get the force out.
That costs any chance of anything there.
Yeah, no defender over there.
Yeah, and then after that, she's run down first. She's well past the base, so that hesitation loads the bases.
Big play brewing for this Grayslake Pride team. Sophia Telez, number 11, up to bat for the Pride. Bases loaded. Big play here for the Pride. That one's strong over towards center, and that will not be made in time. Add another run on the board for the Pride. Abby Sino tags home plate to get the 3rd run of the game for Grayslake.
Looked like they wanted to go to second for the force out. Might have taken the eye off the softball with that. Came out of the glove and got no one.
Yeah, another infield error, another miscommunication for this Pride team. Not fielded cleanly, and it'll keep the bases loaded and add in a run. Ludwig into center. That'll get towards the wall. 1 run in, 2 runs in, looking for 3, and that will be a triple.
Wow.
What a play for Tanner Ludwig, and that's 3 runs now to come in once again for the Pride. Make it 6-0 in the bottom of the 3rd.
You don't often see a ground ball triple.
You never see that, basically.
You don't often see that. It scurried out there, and the runners went crazy, circled the diamond, and boy, just like that, you see how important it is to get that out or 2 they missed. It opened up a big inning.
Yeah, that's a really big inning now for the Pride. Almost an infield home run there for.
It was in no man's land after it got through the infield.
Right in the dead spot over in left center, and little talking over now for the Stingrays.
Yeah, and the umpires are talking things over there right around the circle. Not sure what they're talking about. But, yeah, that's you see how the game can just break open so quickly, as you mentioned earlier, it could happen, especially in this inning, the way it was being set up. There were opportunities to get outs. We didn't get them.
Especially, yeah, since the Stingrays only down 2 runs through 2 innings, and then this eruption for this Grayslake Pride. That's one thing we were noting, was that this Pride team can jump out to these big leads early on in the game.
And they do. I'm not sure what the discussion is here. Any thoughts, kids? Oh, runner interference seems to be the coach wants the girl from second to have runner interference. So they thought they were in the way for. We got a great. We appreciate all your instruction. We're going to give you a mic next year. And so a bit of a discussion about that, but it stays as it is, and we go from there.
Courtney Quebec, a good strong pitch to get a strike number 1 against Cameron Marshall, the catcher. Grayslake up 6-0 in the bottom of the 3rd.
As you
1
mentioned,
gone.
It can happen so quickly. It did.
Super quickly.
Yeah.
Just the blink of the eye.
Yeah.
1 big hit.
Oh, my.
And speaking of big hits,
Oh
that
my.
one will get deep into right.
Oh.
And that'll be a run here for Marshall, trying for the triple. And she'll get there in enough time to get safe for back-to-back triples for this Pride team. That'll be Tanner Ludwig tagging home to get another run for the Grayslake Pride, and we'll have Sino waiting over at third. What a play there for the Pride.
The right fielder, because we've had rain today, she slipped on the dewy grass, if you will, and that opened things up. Whoever threw that in from the outfield, that was a great toss, almost like Roberto Clemente in his heyday from that area to third, but it was the wet turf.
Back-to-back triples for the Pride. Grayslake now up by a big margin, 7 runs for the game. 5 runs scored in just the bottom of the 3rd. Make it a 7-0 score, and that'll be a strike for Quebec. Quebec doing everything she can, but just great hitting from this Pride team.
Situationally, they've been wonderful with the hits, all right.
That one chopped over the pitcher, and the play will be made in time to get the out. Make that 2 outs now, and the run will score. Marshall tagging home plate and make it 8 runs now, and a major lead here in the bottom of the 3rd. Quebec trying to stop the momentum from this Pride team, but that's hard since Grayslake is just so good with the lead. That one will be fair over into right field. That'll get a base hit for the Pride. Throw not in time over to second, but Ritz staying over at first.
I will say they're using all aspects of the field.
Yeah, right, left, center.
You name it, they've been there. That ground ball triple, again, put that in your diary. It just doesn't happen.
2 back-to-back triples
That's right. That's right.
for Grayslake. Shows bunt, that'll be fair. The throw in time is made.
That was a jacket lady. So that was Ruby.
And that'll be 3 outs in the bottom of the 3rd. 6 big runs scored for Grayslake Pride to make it an 8-0 lead for the Pride against the Palatine Stingrays. 3 innings through, and the Pride a couple innings away from getting the win and being named the champions of the I-90 Invitational Tournament. We want to remind you about Custom Heating and Cooling. For all of your heating and cooling needs, count on Custom Heating and Cooling of Chicagoland, featuring sales, installation, and 24-hour emergency service. Find them online at customheating.com. Custom Heating and Cooling, powered by Bryant, whatever it takes. And it looks like the Pride is showing us whatever it takes here in this game. Championship game here at Judson University for the I-90 Invitational. Stingrays Pride. It's been all Pride in this one, Jeff.
It certainly has. They are a strong team. Now they're jumping over the fence. I guess one of the softballs got away. And our camera, we're looking at our blanket patrol. But in center field, they're getting a chance to move around out there. But, yeah, it's they took advantage of that inning. They created that inning with their speed, and to a certain degree, Palatine cooperated with their lack of defense, situational hitting, and it just exploded, like you said.
Yeah, I mean, if the Pride get back-to-back triples, that's got to help you in some way, right?
Yeah. And the first triple was a slippage in the outfield, but with the wet grass, and that ran wild. I mean, many things happened. Many things happened with that. And certainly Grayslake Pride took advantage of every situation.
Everything going right for the Pride in this one. And speaking of going right, Grace Hooker getting over the pitcher's mound once again. This will be her 4th straight inning of pitching. Grace Hooker, doing an impressive job so far in this one.
They're doing well. There's more showmanship in when we start the inning, isn't it? They're out there doing all kinds of gyrations. Again, we put music behind this, and we've got a hit video, I think. Congratulations to all the good stuff they're doing out there.
Next hitter up for the Stingrays to lead us off in the top of the 4th. That'll be J.J. Ritz up now for the Stingrays. Grace Hooker still on the mound here to pitch against another strong Stingrays hitter, but the Stingrays and Palatine haven't been on their game in this one. This isn't the typical team we've seen this tournament. As that's more like it. Hit over to the shortstop will be made in time for the first out. What a throw there for the Pride.
Yeah, good defense. They're making the basic plays, and that was a strong arm, as you mentioned. That's a championship team when you can do that.
Kate Cartwright, the catcher, now up to hit for Palatine. One gone here in the top of the 4th. Pride lead it 8-0 through 3.5 innings. Grayslake and Hooker another pitch. That one right over to Grace, and she'll make another play for out number 2. Back-to-back good defensive throws over to first to get back-to-back outs.
When you're down by 8, the outs come awfully quick at times, don't they? They really do.
Yeah, it kind of calms you down, kind of relaxes you. You know you got the lead, and you know you can make just the simple, basic plays.
Toss the first was a little bit on the lean side.
Yeah,
on that one.
Definitely close there for Hooker, as that pitch will be in the zone for strike 1. Looking for the 3rd and final out, and to make the Stingrays scoreless once again. That'd be 4 innings in a row. The Stingrays would be scoreless as Katie May has gotten swinging once again from Grace Hooker.
That was by her before she swung. that was a fastball.
The 0-2 pitch, looking to retire this side. Hooker the pitch, right down the middle. That'll get strike 3, and another strikeout for the Pride, courtesy of Grace Hooker. Make that another scoreless inning for the Stingrays, and that'll keep the lead up to 8 runs for the Pride. Want to remind you of Tom the Plumber, Inc., a family-owned and operated company committed to providing plumbing service and installations of the highest quality and craftsmanship. Tom the Plumber, honest and affordable. Visit Tom online at tomtheplumber.inc.com. Here in the bottom of the 4th, the Stingrays still down by 8 runs, and the potential for it to grow if Grayslake can continue and have another strong half inning here in the championship game.
Yep, Kubek continues in the circle, Courtney, as she was hit for that 6th spot with some help from teammates not cooperating, I guess. But she's out there still trailing by 8-0. She'd want a quick half inning here and, you know, see what kind of offense is left in her team. Get right back up there to the bats.
Yeah, and that felt like a quick half inning for the Stingrays at bat. That's what the Pride have done such a great job this entire tournament, and especially in this game, is managing how much runs they score, when they score them, and not allowing any teams to score runs so far in this tournament. Good job for the Pride.
They have dominated, just like you thought they might in this tilt.
Yeah, Grayslake, we saw earlier today, or make that yesterday, scoring 15 runs against the Homer Heat, as that'll be a fly over to center field. Not made in time. That'll fall down for a base hit. Good start for Callie Hins and the Grayslake Pride to get another base hit out there on base.
Those high pop-ups are tough to handle, aren't they?
Those have been tough the entire tournament, yeah, for sure.
Much of the afternoon, we've been looking up into a little mist in the sky, so we can blame it on that. That was us out there. Something got in my eye.
Exactly. McKenna Weaver now up to bat for the Pride. That one low, and runners look to advance. Over to second, we'll wait. Callie Hins. Good job, good heads-up play to advance to second and advance into scoring position. McKenna Weaver up to bat once again. Will face the 1-0 pitch from Quebec. Pride still up by 8 runs. That's been the story. That one's strong. Fouled over into right.
It's a pretty good wallop in the out of off the field in that one. That was pretty good.
Yeah, a lot of good hits, contact hits.
They really got to get a lot of force behind them, like you say.
Weaver will set up once again in the 1-1 pitch. That one high to get ball 2 outside the zone right there. As Callie Hins will wait at second. And the Pride looking to grow the lead. Already have momentum on their side. Might as well add on a couple runs. As that pitch will get high to make it a 3-1 count. And a big pitch coming up for the Stingrays. You don't want to allow another runner on base for the Pride. That one inside the zone to get strike 2. Make it a full count. Stingrays and Quebec looking for the first out in the bottom of the 4th. Courtney, that pitch little low, and that'll add another runner out there for the Pride. Make it now 2 runners at first and second for Grayslake. That's some good takes right there, good reads.
Courtney's battling. I was looking to see if anybody might be coming in to replace her, but she's still throwing hard.
Yeah.
Things just not working her way.
Just great hitting. Give credit to the Pride as potential to load the bases. But that'll be a force out over at third. Good heads-up play for the Stingrays.
That was true meaning of a play right in front of you.
Exactly, and a true definition of learning from your mistakes. We saw them make that error earlier, and now they make the throw in time.
Got to third with no problem. Even wanted to apply tag when it wasn't necessary. Wanted 2 outs in one play.
Yeah.
Oh, we got that one.
I won over.
Yeah, off ball headed our way.
That looked like it got on the deck over
Is
here.
It? There's our souvenir. You autograph that. We'll sell it for $25.
That one high foul to get strike 1 for Rogers. 1 gone. 2 runners out there for that one high for the Pride. And Rogers looking to get there and load the bases as we have coach of the Huntley Red Raiders and one of our teachers here at the Beacon Academy, Ben Erickson, doing his job.
It's out there.
As our papers are flying in the booth.
We did get the softball. Ben Erickson, congratulations on that. Thanks for your great tournament. Thanks for all the good things you do. Yeah.
Courtney Quebec, another pitch. 1-1 count. Rogers fouls that one back to make it a 1-2 count.
Had I known it was there, I would have taken my headset off and gotten it. That's great.
You can kind of now feel how much rain is actually out there. We can't feel that up here in the booth.
We're warm and toasty. It's frosty and rainy out there. It really is.
1-2 count. 1 gone. 8-run lead for the Pride. Strong hit over.
Oh,
that'll get through into right field. 1 runner looking to score. 2 runners now for the Pride heading towards home, and they'll get there. Grayslake will add on 2 more, and the runner's safe for an RBI double. Rogers getting there over to second for Grayslake.
That's it, isn't it? That's 10. 10, that's it. 10, well, they just got 2 runs to 10. We're in the 4th inning. The umpire held his hands up. Everybody started to walk off. That is your championship game, ending that quickly.
That was a performance for the ages for Grayslake. The 10-0 shutout win. And for those of you watching at home, we have the 10-run lead rule here. That's an automatic loss there for the Stingrays. Hate to end your season, end your tournament, I should say, on a play like that, losing by 10 runs.
But you do see how powerful Grayslake was and is.
Yeah. Bunch of battling batters in the box, you could say, for Grayslake. But the defensive plays really came crucial down the stretch.
For the Pride, I should say. Yeah, that was sensational. We thank you, kids. Yeah, you were delightful. We appreciate the hospitality.
We will have our award ceremony here for the final and for the winning Grayslake Pride. What a performance from Grayslake, beating out the Palatine Stingrays in the championship. 10 runs to 0. Give credit to Grayslake. A really impressive tournament. And they get the win in the championship for the I-90 Invitational Tournament. The Stingrays will get their second place medals. Got to give credit to Palatine. They had a great tournament overall.
Yeah, no question about that. As they just excelled, especially in this championship game. They played flawless softball through most of the tilt, and, man, they were just overpowering and tremendous. As you mentioned, the conditions weren't ideal, but that didn't seem to affect them at all. They pitched well, they ran well, they fielded well.
Yeah, the Pride, the entire tournament, knew how to win and knew how to grew leads grow leads, I should say, in this tournament. Again, give credit to the Stingrays. They beat a really tough Huntley Red Raiders team to get in this position. Got to give credit to them for this performance in this tournament as they get their second-place medals. Again, your champion, the Grayslake Pride, winning it 10-0, shutout win rule. And it looks like Ben Erickson, the coach of the Huntley Red Raiders, will hold up the trophy for the I-90 Invitational Tournament here at Judson, Illinois.
That's great. Ben was in the booth seconds ago, and now he's down there. Yeah, Judson University in Elgin, Illinois, we are at, you know that, and the celebration continues. This is a great moment. This is we'd seen this tournament 3 years in a row, so you're used to it. But the domination by the Pride was exceptional in this game, and they just waltzed and got to that 10-run marker right off the bat.
Yeah, this is the first time Grayslake has won and competed in the I-90 Invitational Tournament. What a way to put your stamp on this tournament, and what a way to send a message to other teams that we're here to put up runs and here to get a shutout win against a tough Stingrays team. Love this celebration. Love to see Palatine kind of giving the high fives and the congratulations to this Pride team.
It is. They really are doing well. The awards, the trophies, the award, we should say, were given to the other team just like that from the players. So wonderful, says Ben Erickson, is the master of ceremonies down there for this celebration. And what else can we say? We enjoyed it. Our thanks to the great Beacon Academy crew. We might have got down to one solid member toward the end of it, but congratulations to him and to everyone connected with this for a show put on by Beacon Academy and Elgin High School. Now we're going to get those pictures where everybody's diving towards home plate and get those photos right now. So congratulations to the Pride, Grayslake Pride, dominating the championship game against Palatine. And a day they'll remember. No question about that.
Yeah, for sure. Grayslake, advantage over Palatine throughout the entire game, ultimately led to the 10 runs to be scored. A lot of defensive and a lot of offensive plays made by this all-around built team in the Grayslake Pride. The Pride celebrate their I-90 Invitational Tournament win with a couple of pitchers with the I-90 base trophy there. Great win for the Pride, and give credit to all the teams, all of the 8 teams here in this tournament. It's hard to play back-to-back games over the last couple of 3 days, and especially in conditions like these. We had a couple nice days, though, outside.
Yeah. Today was the most challenging. It was hot yesterday and cool today. The Pride Pooch is involved in this photo right here. So everybody's going to get a chance to be showcased. And, it was great. Friday night was easy weather for you. Yesterday was in the 80s, and today we were in a different world today.
Yeah, definitely a different world here in Elgin, Illinois, here at Judson University. Both teams will congratulate each other on a great tournament and a great tournament overall. It was fun to call some games with you, Jeff.
Great to see you again.
It was awesome, yeah.
Good luck on your senior year at South Elgin High School.
Yeah, it was great to get my third and final year here for this I-90 tournament. I'll definitely look to come back to call some more games here with the Beacon Academy. Nick Martinez, Jeff Myers in the booths as we cap off another great I-90 Invitational Tournament here at Judson University, home of the Golden Eagles. And that'll cap off our 2023 season with the Grayslake Pride on top.